Hey, welcome to the Triple Two PC podcast, coming to you straight out of the DFW Metroplex. I'm Kev, he's Keith, and this is the Triple Two PC. Yes. Welcome once again to the Triple Two PC. Before we get that started, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Robinson, what you got going on, my brother?
Well, let's keep it 1 million. The Nuggets let me down.
Oh,
And I
bringing it back to sports.
And I owe you a wager, because I lost.
A gentleman's bet, as they would say.
A gentleman's bet. It's $5. $5? Well, that's amongst friends, and it's a gentleman's bet. See, not between me and you, but with anybody else. See, that keeps any BS down. You know what I mean? Because it's just a gentleman's bet. It's only $5. Yeah. So with you and me, it wasn't about the money. It was about the bragging rights.
That's all it was. But, it was just something I saw and something you thought you saw. And, we both saw what we saw.
Yeah, and it cost me $5.
Yeah, But a very small price to pay to watch that challenging and very good series. Went to 7.
No doubt.
That was awesome. But,
kind of my opinion on it while I was watching it is whoever wins this is probably going to win the championship.
Okay.
Was my thought.
Look, we're making predictions.
Well, bold, baby. I'm bold with it.
You're bold with it.
Yes, sir. But, one more thing on that, though. The only thing that makes me think that may not be the case is I hope they didn't beat each other too much in this series. Oh. And I'm banking on that for Dallas. I'm hoping that'll be, like an advantage for Dallas so they can go sneak Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah. We representing the DFW Metroplex. So, that's why I told you I like both them teams. But,
right.
So I ain't mad either way. I just leave it at that. I ain't mad.
There it is. But, hey, I got to give you your flowers. You was right. I was wrong. You was on it. I was not.
But, that's how that tandem works. Sometimes it go your way. Sometimes it go mine. But because we're together, it go both our ways.
There it is.
So I got something today that I know you're going to enjoy. This is something we've been talking about a lot lately, but I'm going to put a different spin on it because I did some research before we went on air. And so I'm going to give the source of where the research came from. So I'm going to get that right now. So it's www.poweradmin.com. And what I was researching is this. And I'm going to see how excited you get when I say this. Topic for the day, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Crazy AI ideals.
Cool.
I'm going to hit it with that, get that on out the way.
Okay.
Crazy AI ideals. And there's 7 of them. 7. Okay. So we already started the clock, so I'm going to start the clock because we got 15 minutes to try to get through this. Okay, so the clock has started. First one, anti-bullying software.
Okay.
And they're developing that. And so now they're giving AI the capability to look at all the algorithms and all the words that are being said over the internet, right? Formulate all that to lead into what some could say a profile.
Yep.
And now
by words first.
Yes. So now you'll be able to target those people that are actually doing that, and then they can have a campaign of reinforcement from not doing that by maybe putting positive messages and positive things behind it. So that was just some of the reading on the anti-bullying software. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it would be word-based. Any word to trigger an algorithm. Fight, I don't like, I hate, meet me after school, all that stuff has to be put into the algorithm, right? To raise the red flag by default. My thing would be this with AI. My second thought was, man, would able to grasp the tone conversation, not the words, but the tone, sort of kind of like reading the room.
Well, I would say we probably have problems with that right now because if you think about the texting that goes between teenagers or the texting that, some people who's up on it can get and some may not. You know what I mean? It's like.
Well, that's Well, I mean, what do they say about texting? You can't take it literally because text That's why you got to put an LOL behind it or emoji behind it, or try to show the emotion, so someone won't think you're mad when you're not. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I think what their premise is like AI would profile those, so they can look at all the recorded history of those who have been convicted of cyberbullying and profile all that data that they did, and then use it as a comparison to see if it can spot any trends in other people that are maybe going in that direction. I think that's the only way it would make sense, how it could be done logically.
Well, it's why anyway. That's all that makes sense, theory wise. So, but of course, things are advancing and things are developing. But you gotta get the basics and the fundamentals before you can build on anything, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so we spent some good moments on that and good time on that, but we got to go to number 2. Are you ready for number 2?
Let's go.
Personal assistance in space.
With AI,
yes.
Personal assistance.
Yes.
Well, that's like the movies, right? That right now when someone's in space, we are approaching, Delta 69 or that sort of thing. That's what I picture when the AI is talking to you, guiding you, advising you.
Oh, hey, do you remember that movie, Space Odyssey, when they had I think it was, I'm hoping I'm not messing this up, the HAL 9000, where they'd be like, "Good morning,
Hal.
Dave."
Yeah, his name was Hal.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think his name was Hal. So yeah, that's me in that state of mind when you say that.
Yep. So now I see what because a lot of those complex things, it's just like Star Trek, for instance. They have data, right?
Yep.
You can do all these calculations and formulating things so much faster than a human could possibly do it, and saves lives on countless numbers of episodes. So,
right.
So it would only make sense. That's where we would go in the future with that.
No doubt. Because, Star Trek from somewhere.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Okay. So how you feeling about that one? You good on that one?
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good because that's pretty self-explanatory too.
Yeah, that's pretty simple, right? All right, so the next one is, and you're going to like this one, being an artist, a songwriter, and things of that nature, artificial songwriters.
From the old school, where you had to pay your dues and you had to do your own writing, that would not be a good look.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dope rhyme, but AI. It's kind of like having a ghostwriter.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool for where I am. It's kind of accepted now, but back from the era, man.
But have we moved into the? Well, do you think we have moved into the era where you can say all that, but this money, I got to get this money. You think we there?
Well, you got to think of it in scholastic terms. You use AI to write a paper, you flunking.
You got to be able to prove it, right?
Will they have that software for those, like you said, those algorithms, those tendencies that AI would do? And I know that for a fact because I heard my wife talk to somebody about their little girl who was being investigated because they thought her paper was written by AI. And if they found her guilty, then not only was she going to get a 0, but she wasn't going to be able to make it up either. And it really hurts you when you can't make it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so we both kind of agree on that. I was interested, like when they came up with the Drake song and how AI did that and all that kind of stuff. I was very interested in it because now I'm thinking about how people could definitely use it in the wrong way, which you was just alluding to. But it was interesting to know that maybe your tendencies and how you do things could be artificially just noticed and copied because, what really it boils down to, which we're not going to go down this rabbit hole, but a wavelength or a sound wave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, of course, there's always the outlier, the caveat. There's going to be a situation where somebody wrote something and they're going to think that it was by AI, but it wasn't. That's going to happen. And like you proved.
If it's too good, right? That's going to be the criteria. Now, there's no way that person could have wrote that,
Right. Right.
So, okay,
Kind of.
so we're going to get lost in that. We're going to get lost in
Yeah,
that.
no doubt. No doubt.
So
No
here's the
doubt.
next one, because we're just on number 4, and I think we got maybe 6 minutes left. Climate change,
Okay.
AI helping with climate change. So they're saying basically using predictive models to be able to predict the weather in the future, to see trends, because now you can look at it far back as we can look at, weather patterns of things and see where we're at. That's how we know that, we're headed toward another ice age. So it can maybe start pinpointing areas that are affected in such a way that that zone or that area definitely needs to lower emissions by whatever. You know what I mean?
So it's the data input to start creating that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The almanac, because that's what the
Right. So it's the accumulation of all human knowledge when it comes to weather.
There you go. I.e. the weather machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to throw that in there, man.
Yeah, but the intelligence of the weather machine is what makes it different, because it's like if it has the accumulation of all human intelligence, it exceeds us.
Well, that's the whole point of it. It's all about, it's based on input, right?
Mm-hmm. Till it starts learning on its own.
That it's going to get too smart, right?
Well, I mean, what is the skill we're judging on? Because it's smarter than us?
Well, I think in a general term, would we be able to turn it off? Would it override being turned off?
Okay. Well, let's go back to climate. So what are your thoughts on that piece?
To go on, you know what? You got polar ice caps melting. It's getting too hot here. Burning to the south in the summer instead of the winter. Backwards patterns and all that stuff. So the AI, is it going to help with that, or will it do further damage?
I think it's going to help identify things that are doing further damage.
Yep. And so at that point, and then suggest and implement the correct algorithm or inputs or syntax, call it corrected.
Right. So there we go. All right, so let's continue to move, because we're getting real close. And I'm telling you, right at that time, we're going to click, and people are going to be like, man, that's messed up. They had to do a second part because they didn't get through them. So let me stop talking. The next one is deep mind health.
Deep mind health?
Yep.
With a TH?
Yep. So basically what they're saying, so just like everything else, collect all data on, like, let's say cancer and cancer cells and how it, does all the things that it does and the beginning phases of it, how to test better and all of that. So it's basically putting all the data, all collective data that we have, and then doing the things that we can't do at a much higher rate and speed and testing and different things of that nature to be able to give diagnosis quicker, faster, better.
Well, it goes back to the input, because let's get out of AI for once. This cancer, they're saying, hey, man, with DNA and all the new stuff that's being hidden, that's supposed to be known, you don't have to get cut and mutilated anymore. You just be healed by harmonic
frequencies,
vibrations,
sounds,
and
photon sunlight,
certain megahertz. So if that stuff's not inputted into AI, you see where I'm going with it? If they're only going to use their common knowledge, then we're going to still be where we are. It'll just efficient way to cut someone, or the margin, as they call it.
So basically what you're saying is the parameters that are being set, right? Because if you open it up to everything, right, you will know all about all of that as well. So the parameters that are being so you alluded to, there still will be parameters set for the overall goal of still being wealthy and rich and having one of the most prestigious types of field ever.
There you go. There you go. Will it still be money based?
Got it. Okay, moving right along, because we're really, really close. We're going to have to double team on something real fast. Let me see. Okay, so we're going to pick one. So the two we have left is AI in fashion and AI in space. Which one?
AI in fashion, space fashion. AI making spacesuits. We'll cover them both.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go on that one. What are your
Take
thoughts?
Hey, let's look at all the data from back in 1969 when they were in a tin can to right now to where we're supposed to be reportedly, and let's compare atmosphere, the pressure of the suit that it withstand, the temperature that the suit can withstand. And once we get all that data, we make the suit better. Maybe we find a better material or combining molecules to make a better material through AI.
Okay, and people, we went over by 50 seconds, so we owe you 50 push-ups. We're going to do those off air, and this has been the 222 PC Podcast. We'll see you next time. Hey, welcome to the 222 PC Podcast, coming to you straight out of the DFW Metroplex. I'm Kev, he's Keith, and this is the 222 PC.